This is the brand new Audi RS4. It has 444 brake horsepower, 442 pounds-foot of torque from a 2.9 litre twin turbocharged V6. It has quattro, obviously, rear biased, 40/60. It's got a sport differential as standard. People have a real affection for fast Audi estates, or Avants to use the vernacular. More so, I think, than Mercedes wagons or BMW Tourings. I've got a theory why. You know the 3-car garage game? You must have played it. Dream Garage, you can have any 3 cars. People obviously pick the supercar, perhaps the sports car, or I don't know, the classic car, perhaps the race car. And then that 3rd car, you need something practical, but not too practical. You want something quiet. That's with stop-start for those early morning commutes. But which can also do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4.1 seconds. You need something that at night will soothe you just when you're really, really tired. But something loud enough that will wake you up if you need it. You want something that's capable of lugging around all of life's paraphernalia, but which can also entertain when you find a good bit of road. And I think the RS4 strikes that balance absolutely perfectly. Even the colours that these new RS4s have been launched in, this Nardo Grey or the Sonoma Green, subtle, but somehow still intriguing. This has that split personality down to absolute perfection. They've taken 80 kilos out of this car compared to the old RS4. And although it's still over 1,700 kilos curb weight, it does change direction remarkably well. And you really can drive it through and out of the corners using all that traction, but also using the sport diff. You can feel it just really working the rear end. This is a really, really capable car. Just like the RS5, because it's got this new V6 in it, which saves 31 kilos out front, and you really do notice that when you find yourself on a good bit of road. This has got the optional sports exhaust, and it's a really interesting sound. No, it's not a woofly V8, but there's a bit of whine in there. It's a good sounding engine. I actually think this car is better than the RS5. I know that seems strange because that's the coupe and this is the estate, but perhaps it's the longer wheelbase. This just seems more engaging somehow. It seems to move around a little bit more. Let's talk about options. One thing I don't think you should spec is the dynamic steering. The weighting's not consistent, and I think it struggles slightly with the sport differential if you're really working that as well. It's a bit like when you go to pick up a box that you think is going to be heavy and it ends up being light, that slightly strange sensation. However, what I think you should spec are the milled aluminium alloy wheels. So it's 2 kilos a wheel lighter, which is quite a lot of unsprung weight, particularly if you pair it with the carbon ceramic brakes. I mean, why wouldn't you go for that as well? Audi just seems to do this blend of performance and practicality better than anyone else. But then perhaps that shouldn't be a surprise. After all, they really invented the formula with the RS2. So, is this the ultimate 3rd car in that dream 3-car garage? I think it probably is. I can understand for some people that the lure of a C63 or E63 will be greater, and I get that. That 4-litre V8 is just magnificent in the sound it makes, and the appeal of doing huge oversteer skids is, well, I understand that too. But I think the blend of practicality and performance in this is probably just more appealing to most people. You really hit the nail on the head.